Is it possible that a simple sentence from a world-class director could shake the global perception of an idol who has long been considered perfect? Or perhaps behind the stage lights and dazzling cameras, there is something about Jungkook that has never truly been seen, until it was finally revealed by someone accustomed to working behind the biggest stages in the world. That statement did not come from just anyone. It was spoken by Hamish, a director who has stood behind massive productions such as the Super Bowl, the Oscars, and various large-scale global concerts. A figure used to witnessing stars rise and fall, seeing extraordinary talent come and go, and fully understanding the difference between manufactured performance and authenticity that cannot be engineered. When he finally spoke about BTS, the world listened, but no one was truly prepared for how his words would spark waves of emotional reactions, speculation, and even debates involving millions of people. It all began with a simple post on the platform X, Twitter, by the fanbase account at Tangerine of BTS. Within minutes, the quote spread at an almost unbelievable speed, reaching thousands of likes and reposts, then spilling over to Instagram, Threads, and YouTube. But what made it different was not just its virality, it was the content of the statement itself. Hamilton did not talk about choreography, did not highlight vocal technique, and did not even mention numbers or records. Instead, he pointed to something much deeper, more human, and perhaps more surprising. They listen, they ask questions, they contribute ideas, they tease each other and laugh together. It's clear they are 7 friends who just happen to be some of the most famous people in the world. At first glance, the sentence sounds warm, almost too simple for someone accustomed to the complexity of global productions. But that is precisely where its strength lies. In an entertainment world often built on image, strategy, and carefully curated narratives, Hamilton seemed to be pulling back the curtain and revealing something rarely acknowledged openly: authenticity. And amid that praise, public attention slowly began to narrow toward one name: Jungkook. Why Jungkook? Why, out of the 7 figures described as friends, did the spotlight feel strongest on him? This question did not arise without reason. In various behind-the-scenes clips from the special event BTS The Comeback Live Erarang, broadcast live via Netflix on March 21, 2026, at Gwangwamun Square, Seoul, Jungkook appeared not only as a performer, but as an unseen driver of energy. He laughed, joked, listened, and in certain moments, seemed to become the emotional center of gravity binding the other members together. Not in a dominant sense, but through a presence that is difficult to explain. A dynamic that perhaps can only be recognized by someone who has stood behind the camera for decades like Hamilton. This is where speculation began to grow. Did Hamilton actually mean more than just general praise? Are the 7 friends truly equal in their dynamic, or are their unspoken roles visible only to a trained eye? And if so, where does Jungkook stand within this unofficial structure? Some fans felt deeply moved. They saw Hamilton's statement as validation of what they had always believed: that BTS is not just a music group, but a family. Emotional comments flooded the post, many saying that the members' chemistry is the main reason BTS remains relevant and beloved. However, not all reactions were uniform. In other corners of the digital conversation, more critical analyses emerged. Some netizens began dissecting every word and phrase, trying to uncover hidden meanings behind what seemed like a simple statement. Some questioned why not all members appeared equally in certain visual documentation. Others specifically pointed out how Jungkook often appeared to be the most alive in spontaneous interactions. Is this a coincidence? Or a clue? In the context of the global entertainment industry, what Hamilton revealed is not trivial. He was not merely offering praise. He was providing a professional perspective rarely shared with the public. When someone with vast experience says a group operates like 7 friends, it suggests a level of trust, communication, and authenticity that goes beyond industry standards. And at this point, the narrative began to shift from a viral quote into a deeper reflection on how BTS functions as a collective entity, and how individuals like Jungkook play a role within it. Jungkook, long known as the Golden Magne, is often positioned as an all-rounder. But that label, while positive, risks oversimplifying his complexity. Hamilton's statement indirectly opens the possibility that Jungkook's contribution lies not only in technical ability, but also in emotional presence and group dynamics. Is he the bridge between members? Is he the catalyst that keeps the energy alive? Or perhaps is he someone who, without realizing it, serves as a foundation for the harmony seen on the surface? These questions do not have a single answer. But what is clear is that Hamilton's words have sparked something greater than mere appreciation. They have opened space for discussion about what truly makes BTS different in a world that often measures success through numbers, sales, and statistics. Hamilton instead highlighted something immeasurable: human connection. And perhaps that is the greatest surprise of all, that behind every global achievement, what truly sustains BTS is not just talent, but a bond that feels real. And if that is true, then Jungkook is not just part of that story. He may be one of the reasons why that story continues to live, grow, and keep the world wondering, have we really seen everything? Or, as Hamilton subtly suggests, is the most important part what has never been captured on camera? And it is precisely at that point that the public conversation begins to move in a deeper direction, sharper, and in some cases more emotional than anyone might have expected. What was initially seen as a warm compliment from Hamish Hamilton slowly transforms into a kind of window, opening a new way of looking at BTS, not merely as global icons, but as a complex system of human relationships rarely captured by the camera. Across platforms, analysis after analysis begins to surface. Old clips are revisited, zoomed in, slowed down, as if the public is trying to prove one thing. Is what Hamilton said truly real, or merely a fleeting impression from a director struck by a particular moment? Yet the more footage is examined, the more a pattern begins to emerge, one that is difficult to ignore. And once again, the name Jungkook appears as an unavoidable center of gravity. In several clips, Jungkook is seen not as the intended center of attention, but as a point of convergence. He is the first to laugh when awkwardness arises, the quickest to respond to jokes, and the one who instinctively adjusts his energy to match the others. Small details, almost invisible on their own, but when gathered together, they form something much larger.
A role never officially ghosted, never written into any contract, yet undeniably felt by those who pay close attention. This is what then sparks bolder questions.
If Jungkook действительно holds such an emotional role within the group's dynamic, why is this narrative rarely discussed openly? Is it because the industry is more comfortable selling the image of a perfect idol rather than the complexity of human relationships? Or because BTS's true strength lies in things that do not need to be explained? Some fans begin connecting Hamilton's statement to past moments, old interviews, behind-the-scenes footage, and spontaneous on-stage interactions. They begin to notice a recurring pattern. Jungkook often acts as an invisible connector, not a formal leader, nor merely the youngest member, but something in between, a role that is fluid, organic, and perhaps more important than previously realized. On the other hand, concerns begin to surface. A narrative that focuses too heavily on one individual risks blurring the very essence of Hamilton's statement, that BTS are 7 friends, that their strength lies in balance, not dominance. The debate intensifies, forming two emotionally driven sides: those who see Jungkook as the group's energetic center, and those who reject that idea to preserve the sense of equality within the group. But perhaps the real answer lies in neither extreme. Perhaps, as Hamilton subtly implied, BTS's strength comes from how each individual, including Jungkook, can fully be themselves without disrupting the overall harmony. A dynamic that cannot be engineered, cannot be forced, and is nearly impossible to replicate. And in the midst of all this, one thing becomes increasingly clear: that simple statement was never just praise. It was a trigger, a sentence that opened a global discussion about what has long been hidden behind the world's biggest stages. A reminder that even in the most structured industries, authenticity still finds its place. And now the question has shifted. It is no longer what did Hamish Hamilton say, but rather, what have we not yet seen?